All right, happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to Presentation Academy. St. X Tigers in action against the DeSales Colts. Colts with the opening serve. Looked like the boys, or the Tigers, were going to be out of system, but nice second contact, trailing out of bounds, saved that into a playable hit, which they converted. 1-0 Tiger lead. Batted back, but just wide. We're tied at 1. Tigers fresh off a 3-set win over Jeffersonville last night. Didn't always look like the well-oiled machine we've come to know and love, but had moments of brilliance punctuated with a few moments of WTF. But enough of the former to take the day. All right, back in action tonight against DeSales. The blonde bomber, there's one that lands in. His first serve last night was very similar, but was a few microns lower. Instead of rolling over on the net tip, it dropped on the Tigers' side. That'll be a dirty ace, though. 3-1 Tiger lead. Here comes round 2. Not enough height on that one. And back into the serving lab to get that fixed. 2 serving 3 now. The Colts back on the gallop. Isaac out of the middle. Bangs that down with great vengeance and furious anger. Dalton back to serve. Outside saves the day for the Colts, but sets up a free ball for the Tigers, and Isaac takes full advantage of that, hammering that down the line. Point Tigers, they take an early set one lead, 5-2. Like the setters and hitters not on the same page for DeSales. They've had a couple opportunities that turned into free balls on miscommunication. No pancakes this late in the day, we're told. The Colts vehemently disagree. I wouldn't be surprised if the level of disagreement is going to relate to a yellow card, but the R1 walking over to say, hey, I think you got it up maybe. I'm not sure. Can only speculate. You know, salt and pepper shakers make a lovely gift. See if the R1 goes with the 2 thumbs up signal when he back or once again ascends the throne. He's put up the C signal, which I have no idea what that means. Replay is called. Yellow card is also awarded. So yes, I was wrong, but you should have handled it better is my loose translation of all that. Not sure how I feel about that. Two serving 5. Once more. I don't think that ever cleared. Cuatros contactos is the call. Well shot. Bounces back off the net tape. Isaac, big rip there. It got blocked down hard, but on the Colts side of the ball. Point for the Tigers. They lead by 3 at 6-3. Louis Bexer. All right. Sorry to get a little audio break there. Enjoying some of the offerings from the Presentation Academy concession stand. Yummy popcorn, maybe the best in the city. Could be featured in I've got my day job, Gems, Diamonds, and Pitches, where we sample concession stand food from across the metro and give you the best deals, the most exciting culinary advancements. And gotta say, the popcorn here at Presentation Academy never fails to amaze and delight. All right. 13-6 Tiger lead. Yeah, sorry, buddy. I didn't realize because they warmed up in their warm-ups the entire time, and then they finally shed him at the 1 minute mark, and I'm like, oh, everybody's in green. But did you have a nice drive? Good to see you, bro.
No, they were already on.
We are 13. Josh Porter back serve. Ooh. That one fails to miss. That'll bring Bradley back up. Super excited. Bradley with the dirty ace on his first serve. Put the second one in the net though. It's a little bit of a harrowing night from the service line for him last night. Let's see if we can get this. That one took a little pace off of it, but not enough topspin. Pushed it right out the back door. That's the second service error. 9-14. All right, 16-9 now. Off the block and out of play. Isaac Lotz has been on fire in this match. Banging the ball from just about any place on the court effectively. 10 serving 16 for DeSales. That's going to drift well outside. Point Tigers, they're up 17-10. Louis back serve. well. A disproportionate number of Colts points being scored off Tiger service errors. But we'll worry about that later. Oh, nice job there. Murphy Lee hammers that down. Nice away from the body swing. Out of the middle. 2013. Murph, that's another one out the back door, and point Colts. $14-20. Big lead for the Tigers, despite the plethora of service errors. Nice one-handed set by Louis, chiseled off the block by Isaac. 21-14 now. And eat the ashes. He was sculled out. Looked like it would be impossible for anyone to have gotten a touch on that. Line judge did call one, however, but it appears to be being overridden by the R1. So the score will stand at 22-14. Oh, there's the dirty ace. That was nasty. Josh Porter giving chase on that one, was taking it to the line. Unexpectedly for him, at least hit the net cord and trickled down well short and inside the court. Point Tigers on the dirty ace. They lead 23-14. Not sure what the freshman game outcome was. I do believe the JV 1 and 2 in earlier action. Another triple header with all three teams on the courts tonight. All right, Tigers are in action next on Saturday morning early in Frankfurt. I think the schedule there has been somewhat in flux as a couple of teams have moved around in that tournament. And the latest and greatest I've heard is an earlier start than originally planned, 8 o'clock in Frankfurt. Be a couple pool play matches, and then pool plays will seed the various brackets. Gold, silver, bronze. I don't think there's any further base medals involved in what should be a fun day of volleyball. Boom, another big rip by Isaac, who has been positively in fuego this evening. Nice flipper up. I think that was Brad. I couldn't really see because the line judge in the way. Nice aggressive play by the Colts, tipping that over, and it was landed in. I think the Tigers were contending that it was wide, but that's not the way the Zebras saw it. Sort of like blue zebras. Net violation on that one. Negates any effort Josh might make a giving chase. That'll bring up set point rather. For the blown bomber. Takes the safe route with a floaty. And when beer serves are concerned, better safe than sorry when it's my kid. That's right. I'll go underhand if you have to. Whatever it takes. All right, set one is in the books. The Tigers claim that one. They're up 1-0. Got some serving opportunities to work on. But all in all, pretty cohesive set other than that for the Tigers here in the opener.
All right.
It's
not better taste because it's not warm.
That was I came around. I was like, this was probably really good yesterday. I don't know if that's too small. That's too small.
All right, set 2 getting underway. Excuse me, that serve was long. 3-1 Tiger lead now. Isaac with a big block in that opening series there. Probably going back to the float serve. Other big stuff there. I think there might have been a net touch, but it was after the ball and the players were down, so no call. 4-1 lead, Isaac with the block. Bradley back to serve. Let's see if he stays on the float. He will. Had some nice movement on it, so I'm going to say if you can't get the jumpy in consistently, then by all means, throw out that high moving floaty. Josh with a roll shot. That's batted back. Back row swing coming. Nice rip there. It was close, was it? Just a bit outside. Point Tigers. Oh, I didn't think so, but I'm not sure. I wasn't sure which Josh you meant at first. There's a 0 pass for the Colts. And that will push the Tigers out in front 5-1. I was quite mesmerized with Bradley's approach there, which was probably off camera, but looked like a hop, skip, and a jump, but he was regathering himself after R1 was not ready to release the Kraken. Colts hammer that one through the block, though. 2-6. Josh Porter will serve for the Colts. Josh, of course, a club teammate of several of the Tigers. Not sure if that makes them frenemies or what. All right, 7-2, Tigers by 5. Dalton back to serve. Nice rip, but Walt, I think, got the most of that. He was teamed up with Murphy Lee on the block there, and they did a nice job making some improvement on that block penetration, getting those hands pressed over the net. The nice diving up by Josh. Probably a free ball that over. Sound the feasting horn for DeSales, but I'd say it was more of a snack than a feast, but it's not how, it's how many. And that's one right there. 3 serving 8. We're on officially a neutral court, I would say, playing at Presentation Academy, downtown Louisville. Although I see that the pole pads for the nets are adorned with Colts logos, so they brought those. I think that effectively makes them the home team. I'm not sure what the arrangement is, but it seems like we've played them here a couple of times. I assume their home gym maybe not available for one reason or the other. Overbooked, renovations? Not sure. Anyway, there's another point for the Tigers. They're up 9-4 here in the second. Louis back to serve. Nice swing there, point for the Colts. They'll serve, trailing by 4 at 5-9. A nice serve, pushed to the back corner. It did look like it was going to drift out. Tigers didn't follow it to the line, though, and it died just before it. Point Colts and an ace. That one sails wide, or long rather, but looks like we might have had a net violation as Isaac hits the deck. Not sure what happened there, but he seems no worse for wear. We go back to him. Josh with a nice one-handed stab, but that's deflected too far back. Out of play, off the back wall. Point, Tigers. And Isaac will step back to serve. So he's going to stay. No, he goes back to the jump float on this one and shot over into the middle. Murphy Lee hammers that down, but the DS, or maybe the libero actually for the Colts. Nice play. Murphy Lee with a good workable set. I think Bradley was in a little early. Tried to adjust and it got it summarily rejected by the Colts. Murph not afraid to break out the mitts. He had a nice hand set last night as well in transition. That one had a better ending than this one, but we applaud the effort. Nice swing there. I think that split right through the wickets, and the Colts are within one at 9 serving 10. Proving that as far as they're concerned, there's no iron quit. Well, he did chase that one to the line and watch it continue to fade into the abyss. Point Tigers. Murphy Lee back to serve. Nice block kicked up, but I think that came under the net rather than over, so that's going to be a block for Tiger Tech. Murphy Lee will serve it once more. Back row swing coming, and a good one. That's off Riley's block and out of bounds. It can be tricky, that back row swing. It's just a little bit different timing than having a front row attacker. 12 serving 9. Gotta go up just a skosh later. Nice set there. That's banged down the line. Colts hanging tough, 11-12, they're within one. Isaac chops that from the middle. That was well wide though, and we're tied at 12. Good looking swing, just angled wide of the playing surface. Riley tries to roll that one. I'm not sure what he didn't like about it, but might have been in a little too quick. Might have been a little low. In any case, the roll attempt was returned unceremoniously by the Colts. They now take the lead here in set 2, 13-12. That one hits the line judge right in the foot, which is generally a pretty good indication that the ball is out. Not surprisingly, that's the call. 13-13 now for Josh. Ladled over. Sound the feasting horn. Nice play there. Late block, but able to get a hand on it. That one, maybe less so. Riley puts that down. And the Tigers retake the lead at 14-13. Nice shot down the line. Isaac comes up with it. Riley ladles over. Free ball for the Colts. Let's see if they can get the feasting horn going. They can. Josh Porter for the Colts tools that one off Isaac's block. Clubmate on clubmate harm. Pair of 14s now. Really nice pass. He gets the back set on the right side. He can be lethal. That's up into the timbers. And played well off the double carom light switch thing. And a point for the Colts. That's one of those that maybe feels a little unfortunate, as in a taller building that's probably going to be into the stands. But this is by far the lowest porch we play on, so no complaints. Another good pass into the middle, a little bit high, or rather Isaac slaps that down. Good play by the Colts though. They pull it back up and throw it down out of the middle. Extend the lead to 2, 16-14, and the crowd for the Colts starting to get into it. Nothing feels a rally quite like a service error, and that's what we got right there. 15-16 now, and Riley will serve. Riley staying on the flow. That's an overpass. Isaac hammers it down. Colts wanting a poach, but not getting it. Looks like there might have been a net violation. I don't know. No one is talking about that either. Although, could have been the ball that grazed the net that caused it to move it. Riley has a nice serve there. Good opportunity for the Colts. Big swing, but just missed it. Shoveled it right into the net. Tigers have retaken a lead, 17-16, on the unlikely catalyst of Riley serving. There's a swing that's blocked back. (18-16). 4-point swing. A good swing. Dalton with a nice up. Out to Isaac, who continues to be red hot and really striking the ball well tonight. 19-16. Another one I'm hoping to see in action. Jake Stark was destroying the ball last night. Probably didn't tally as many kills as you might expect, because there was some scintillating defensive play by the Jeff team on some of his swings. Timeout on the court as the Tigers have turned a 2-point deficit into a 3-point lead, and we're getting into crunch time. The Colts know they can ill afford to let the Tigers take a 2-0 lead here. All right, we're out of timeout. Riley back to serve. He has eschewed the top spin jumper for a float or a hybrid jump float. That one sizzled off the block and out of play as the Isaacs get mitts on, but not enough to keep it playable. Good timeout in volleyball parlance. Colts will serve down by 2, 17-19. Top spin coming from Josh Porter. That's trouble brewing. And the ace. Oh, the harm! We had an errant ball that came over and messed with some of our broadcast equipment. All right, we had a momentary transmission glitch there. We are back up and online, so hopefully that didn't affect things too much. 2019. Nice swing for the Colts as we were trying to re-tumble some broadcast equipment here. They're within one at 21-22. Spirited play. That one sails long, 23-21. Isaac Lots back to serve. Lays off the top spin in favor of float. Boom, there was a rip. I'm not sure what Louis got that up with, but he got it up. Tries to save on the rebound. Riley shoulders it out of play, and the Colts are within one and playing with some fire. 22-23. Nice job tracking that. Briley blast that one of Libero. I think got it up, but not playable. Wasn't sure if it hit the floor, to be honest, or hit the player. Anyway, set point. Murph down the line. Good serve there. There's a swing, and that finds a deep corner. Colts not ready to capitulate here in set two. They're within one. They'll serve for the tie at 23-24, looking to push us to extra frames. On the way, nice pass there. Back to Landon, who obliterates it from the right side, and that'll put an end to the uprising here in set two. Tigers restore order with a 25-23 win. They'll take a two-set lead as we move into set three.
Yeah, I need to look at it, see how far it is.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Is that far?
134 miles.
Seems excessive then.
It's on the other side of Lexington.
It's still beautiful.
You already told her. Even though she's not making me happy right now.
I'm pretty used to disappointment.
As should be.
Oh. How much time was that?
I don't think you have.
Huh? Sure.
I know you have.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers too.
As if that. That's what my second thing in life is with.
I mean, it's great exercise.
Get in shape.
All right, set three about to unfold. Colts were out of the huddle fairly early. Tigers using most of the allotted between set time. An interesting match. The Tigers won the first one fairly handily, I would say, despite making a plethora of serving errors. Colts had a few of their own. Set 2. Tigers, especially Riley, toned down the service velocity in favor of getting it in, frankly. Did a nice job with that. Went on a big serving run and was still causing some trouble with the floaty. Nonetheless, a much closer set as the Colts were able to get some offense generated and some nice defensive plays and keep things close, even had a lead fairly late. Well, it's not how, it's how many. There's a bit of a miss hit or a waffle out of the middle. I think that had Isaac stretched to the limit of his reach in order to get that ball and paddle it over. Probably should have been covered, but it wasn't. Libero made a late switch to platform instead of overhand, and Colts pay the price for it as the resulting out-of-system free ball is harvested by the Tigers. 2-0 for Josh. The opposite Josh with a nice pass and an in-system ball that the Colts are able to drill down. First contact so critical. If you can stay in system, rather, give your setter the chance to deploy the offense. It's a simple game. If you can't, well, it's not. Service error for the Colts. 3-1 lead for the Tigers. Bradley back to serve. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's going to stay on the floaty. Yes, nice floaty it is, too. Not much movement, but it was kind of hanging there. Oh, dang. Wall with the textbook high penetration block. I liked it. And Coach liked it, too. Thought it was. Well, Isaac was over there involved and was getting some discussion. One of those two tall kids. All right, there's an ace. 4-1. We may have seen Bradley's last top spin of the season. Goes for the shorty. Back set, but the hitter was not expecting to have to go out quite so wide. Change of course. And a flail into the net. 6-1 Tiger lead. And kind of a hop, skip, and a jump there. It seems like Bradley was fumbling the ball in his approach up there, but all's well that ends well. However, good pass by the Colts, and they hammer that down. They'll serve trailing by 4 at 2-6. Isaac, nice rip there. Seven to 2 for Dalton. Nice chop swing down. Point for the Colts. They trail by 4. That won't help them. That was middle of the net, to be generous. It might have been lower. Not a serving success strategy. Louis Backstrom has done 8-3. Tiger lead. Isaac, nice job. After the initial joust, was right up for the block. He seemed to have some extracurricular verbiage after the block from this vantage point. He got the yellow card. and is looking somewhat incredulous, as if to say, wow, I had no idea what was said or if he knew the kid, and it was just some friends getting on each other. R1 wasn't having it though. Colts also were commenting to the R1, but I'm not sure what that had to do with, if it was something about the play or if it was something about what was said or the exchange. In any case, we're going to have a substitution here, and see if that has any impact on the game. Tigers were playing pretty well, cracked out a big lead in this one after a closely fought set two. A bit of a delay here as we get things sorted. Still some commentary for the Colts, which I think is more about the call than about the yellow card and whatever may have been said in that fracas. In any case, the ball and presumptively the point also going to the Colts, which I'm a little confused by, unless the Colts were contending there was a net involved, and that's what's been called. But completely speculation at this point. I don't know if we'll get any kind of signal or indication from the officials. Usually not. And in keeping with the tradition of opacity, no explanation is forthcoming, at least to the crowd. Don't believe the score is correct if the Colts are serving. Yeah, there we go. Got it. They're at 4. All the excitement, I kind of lost track myself on the Tigers score. Did I fire 6 shots or did I fire 7, 5 or 6? However many Dirty Harry was packing in that. I hate it when I lose my train of thought in the metaphor or the movie quote. All right, Colts also look to be reviewing the rotation. Looks like we've settled in on a score. 4 serving 9, 5-point Tiger lead. In any case, too bad for the Tigers, as Isaac was really hitting the ball well. All right, there's a good pass. Louis with a nice set ball over the top, but that was outside the antenna, I guess. Set may have drifted a little further than I realized. Colts within 5. Off the net, but Murphy's there. No dirty ace for the Colts. Josh, that's off the block. Riley keeps it up. Looks like he was swatting at bees, but it worked. Piece that over. Nice kind of option ball for the Colts, but the Tigers are there. Big back row swing for Riley. That's blocked back, but recycled. Landon shot that to the short corner, but it landed out. Looked out from my vantage point, so no grumbling here. No, it was called in, I suppose. Never mind. I thought the Colts got the original point, but I suppose not. Anywho, I'll get it together. 6 serving 10. Riley in a little early, has to adjust. Colts can't take advantage. They seal that out. 11-6 Murph will serve. Nice rip down the line. Good point for the Colts. We're going to have to go on a bit of a run at some point. They're going to close that 4-point gap. The Tigers have too many weapons to wait for the end. Unable to do it there, that will give Josh the serve with a 5-point lead.
Come on, Josh.
At 12-7. Nice play by Dalton off the deflection. Riley chisels that off the block for the score, 13-7. And the Tigers now lead by 6. Overpass. And the harvesting. Isaac just unloaded. Nice swing out of the middle. 14-7. Tigers have doubled up the Colts. I was going to say dropped in the shorty, but that's a little too short. 14. Riley comes off the X and just hammers that down. Oh my. Hide the women and children. You don't want to be in the impact crater when that thing comes down. All right. 15-8. There's a swing, but Dalton's there. Nice dig. Paul sends that down the line, looked wide and was. (9:15). Top opportunity knocks here. Well, nice swing down the line. Really good job since he had overrun the ball a little bit. So that was a little further off the net than he was anticipating. Tried to abbreviate his approach. Still able to crank on it though. 17-9 now for Dalton. Blocks back, recycled a free ball though, and Isaac. No, that was Murph. Sorry, Murph doing Murph-like things. Nice swing there, 18-9. Sorry for the miss ID. I do have a line judge in the way. Of course, the fact that Isaac wasn't even on the floor should have been telling. Riley with the back row. Goes for the tip. And breaks the heart of the libero. 19-9. 10-point lead for the Tigers. I'm not sure what was said in between sets, but I would put that on record and replay. Because they have come out positively in fuego. Nice play tooling the block. Colts. 10-19. If they're going to get back in this, it's going to have to be with a massive run right here. And that's not going to be it. That's out by a foot. And Tigers now at the double up mark again, 20-10. And Louis, rather, back serve. timeout on the floor as Colts look for a way to stop the Tiger juggernaut. They've been white hot here in set 3. They won the opening 2, so they're on the verge of a sweep. Still work to do and wood to chop and all those other extended metaphors, but they are 4 points away at the moment. Nice point for the Colts, but they're going to need quite a few more of them if they're going to get back in this. Landon had to reload a little bit. Louis not on the same page on timing. 21-12 or 12-21 more correctly. Back set Paul over the top. The roll shot should be harvested and is Paul. Oh no, that's wide actually. Down the line. The blocker gave him an opening there, but couldn't take advantage. 13-21. Landon has to adjust that one out wide of the pin. Nice job. Kind of chopping that back against the green. Didn't find the floor though. Points. Colts. 14-21. Go back the other way, and we've got a whistle. Point awarded. Huh. Okay. Must have been the setter in the net. I don't think the attacker could have been. They kind of overhand shot it down the line. He was a couple feet off the net, and I'm only hypothesizing though. In any case, Jake checks in. He's got some good-looking new kicks. I think just the shoes alone may have intimidated the Colts there, as that one goes long. As I said last night, super impressed with the ball striking of Mr. Stark. He was hammering the ball, some thunderous swings. For this moment, though, he'll be content to serve as he is going to have to go on the attack from 30 feet out. Some discussion ensuing. I'm not sure what a boot. R2 over to talk to the R1. Heard or new? Anybody's guess what might be the topic of conversation? A replay is called. Not entirely sure why. Might have been that they missed the call, which was a net violation. It seemed a bit phantom. But again, I can only speculate at this point. That's what I'm trying to figure out is what's going on. All right, Coach Josh seems to agree. So from the replay, Jake should be in the front right position. What was the reason? Some speculation in the stands about the rationale, but I'm not sure what. We don't get to see that thunderous swing, unfortunately, as Jake kind of oversets that. Josh, though, throws it out to him. Jake pitches it down, and that's chundered into the abyss. Josh Porter will give chase, but run out of real estate. And now we'll see Jake back to serve. 22-15 the score on the board at the moment. Rolled over, Bradley collects that one. He gets fed back, hits that a little too wide on the cross shot. (16-22). Colts on a bit of a run, but may run out of game. I think that's going to be a lift or a double. Choose your poison there. Double is the indication. Nice up with the flipper from Jake after the net tick serve. Got a little sticky on the setting. 17-22. Mervyn Lee throws that down. Nice swing there. He's proficient at that power dink. That may be some antiquated parlance. I think I might be the only one that still calls it that. The old ways are the best ways. All right, hopefully off of that one to their peril. That one drops in for the ace, and Murph will serve match point here. 24-17. Cue the slow clapping. And cue the ice cold Coors Light, because that was a beer set. All right, 18-7-24, still match point. Tigers have a handful of them. Riley hand passed that one, but shot it over the net. That was promptly harvested with precious little thanks by the Colts. They'll serve trailing by 5 at 19-24. As you may have surmised, still match point for the Tigers. All right, Riley keeps that one on this side of the net, and Landon hammers it down. Net violation, though, on the follow-through. And looks to be a good call from my vantage point. 20-24, Colts within 4. And a service error will end it as the Tigers complete the sweep. They win in 3 here, so we'll be signing off from Presentation Academy. And shout out to the DeSales Colts who played a good game. Tigers with the win. They're back in action, as mentioned earlier, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock tournament in Frankfurt. It is a game time switch, so get up early and join us live or on the stream. Until then, we're calling it a day from Prez. Good night, everybody.